Do you know what is DevOps? So this is what the DevOps in simply. In simply, this is what DevOps. So development track and operational track. Previously, we had these two different tracks. Developer developing their product, and after that, they have to give it to the operational team, and they are doing in their way. So it is taking too much of time. So what we are doing is now we integrate these development team as well as operational team tasks together. So what we are doing is, as a developer, we are planning, and after that we are implementing our code. And as you also mentioned, Bitbucket or any Git or anywhere we are sharing that code. And after that, we are using some building tools, maybe no Gradle, to create our build. And after that, we are testing our application using automated testing. So here, what he mentioned clearly, Netflix, they are having their own team to create issues in their system. So they're creating bugs in their system. And if you know these are the practical issues we may face, we can resolve from our end. So for that, they have their own team. And after completing this one, what we have to do in the Java program, let's say if you are having a Java application, what we are doing, after creating build, we have to install to that client machine. So you must know JRE, and you have to install other dependencies. For that is come in this operational phase. So for that, we are having a deployment track. For that, we have different tools, something like Ansible, Docker, or Kubernetes. So these are different technologies. These comes in the operational perspective. So you create your deployment, you create your using let's say Azure, they are having their own CI/CD pipeline. So we are creating that one. And after that, what we are doing, we just put that into our release build, and using those technology, Docker, Kubernetes, or those Ansible, we are publishing that one. And after that, we have to monitor whether this is working fine. For that, we can use some sort of tool, like GSO or any tools. So for these kind of technology, we are using different technologies. So different tools, Jenkins, Docker, Kubernetes, those are different. In AWS, they are having their own tools. In Azure, they are having their own tools. In AWS and Azure, we can integrate Jenkins as well. So this what we call in simple terms, DevOps. So if you take Python, so what are the different types of Python application we are having? So you can become a Python developer. You can just code it. Or as I mentioned, so someone also already mentioned, we are having artificial intelligence. So we can go for a research analysis. So you can take big data or data, and you can analyze the data. So we can go for data analyst, or you can go for data scientist area. So these are different areas. Or you can go for software developer. Or otherwise, you can, as a DevOps, you can go for DevOps engineer. So these are different tracks we can go if we learn Python. So team or students, you have to think, what is the area I want to master? What is the area I want to learn a lot? Then you can search that area. Then first you think what is the area, then you can narrow down your technology, or you can narrow down what are the area I have to learn. In this, let's say, development, so I have to learn these technology. If I want to go for a DevOps, then I have to learn some other technologies. If I want to be a data analyst or data scientist, then I have to learn different technologies. So you have to, first you have to think. Now, if you are in a second year or third year, you can select, this is what, in 10 years, I want to become this area. So what are the area I have to learn, I have to master? Then you can learn in that area. And did you heard about DevSecOps? Anyone knows what is DevSecOps? In what we are doing is, so DevSecOps means we are having a development perspective and operational perspective. Now we are doing security as in every steps we are doing security tests. So this will create this also automatic. So that's what we are calling as DevSecOps. So if you take about Python, so what are the different IDEs we can use? So we are having different IDEs, right? So PyCharm, Spider, PyDev, Idle, or Wing, Eric. So these are different Pythons editors you can use. Most of them, not most, all of them are. So yeah, PyCharm it costs right, $199 per user, and Wing is also $99 per user. Others are open source. So you guys can use one of these IDE for your Python development. And apart from that, so if you want, I can share this my presentation. So otherwise, you can just Google it. So you can find what are the language or what are the specs. So some of them are support only Linux and Mac, and some Windows. So you have to find the whatever the device you are having. So you can use this IDE to develop your Python software. And not only that, we are having some source code editors. So maybe you heard, right? Sublime, right? Sublime text, and we can use some Atom. So if you guys using React, then maybe you know. Yes. So if you want, you can use the community edition. Yes, that's right, Lakshat. So all this, not only this, what do you call that? Microsoft also for this Visual Studio, they are having this is VS Code that is actually free. If you go take VS Visual Studio, they also have community edition, but they are not supporting. Can't we use VS Code? Yes, we can use VS Code. Sandagiri. So these are the different code editors. So you can use either code editors to develop your Python application. So team. Now, let's say now you are you guys join to the Virtusa or any other software team. Did you heard about Scrum or Agile development? Yes. So what is Scrum? Let's say if it's a group, right, fine. So let's say if it's a group project, or let's say if you are working into some company, Virtusa or any other company, right? So you have to learn how you are going to work with this team. So we are having a thing called Scrum. So if you guys having a group project, that's what I asked, whether you are having a group or individual, you guys can follow that from your institute, Java Institute as well. So you can follow the Scrum, you can have some ceremonies, and you can have daily meetings and other demo meetings, and you can have some retrospectives or different meetings, right? What I'm meaning is you can have these ceremonies, and you can do your project as a Scrum project. So you guys, let's say if you go for any company who are following this Scrum or Agile, you have to follow this technology. So you have to follow this Scrum. So yes. So in Scrum, right? So in Scrum, right? So what are the roles? 3 main roles, right? In Scrum. So what are the 3 main roles which are available in Scrum? Just now you watch this video, right? What are the 3 main roles available? Who are the users? We can categorize into, yes, owner means yes, it's product owner, Scrum Master, and team. Yes, exactly. So who decide who is normal in our current project management, right? Currently we are having a project manager. So who will play this project manager role? Or otherwise I'll ask like this, Scrum Master. It's dependent. Right? So let's say if I want to get the requirement, from whom I am getting the requirement? Product owner, yes, exactly. Yes, client is Product owner is actually in some cases client. So he is the one who giving the requirements. Yes, product owner. From him only we are asking a lot of questions regarding our requirement. So in this, for the Scrum Master, in this video, they mention a good word for Scrum Master due to their role. What is that name? Scrum Master is a servant leader. Servant leader means Scrum Master, he is actually a Scrum team's head, like he's like head, but he is a servant for the Scrum team. What is his role? His or her role? They want to resolve the issue, or we are telling that blockers or impediment. In Scrum term, impediment or blockers. So we want a Scrum Master, he is the one who resolve. Actually, he is the one who connecting with the relevant party. So let's say if you are having a, let's say in our machine, my machine, I can't go to the next video, right? This expert video, I can't go. It's not working in my Virtusa machine. So let's say if I'm having a training, let's say it's in our Scrum plan. So what I have to do? Scrum Master, he is the one who connect with me with the IT team to resolve this issue. So he is the one servant leader. He is try to resolve our issue with the relevant party. And what are the 3 artifacts? Did you heard about product backlog? Yes, product backlog. So why we need this backlog? So in this, we are prioritize user stories, and the sprint planning, we are taking this top priority backlog, and we are creating our plan. And the second one, backlog. For that sprint, we are having a sprint backlog. First one is product backlog. The second one is sprint backlog. And third one, let's say management want to know how this team is working in the sprint. So they need a report. What's that report name? Burn down chart. So in this burn down chart, we can find our team's performance simply. So in this video, they mentioned the 3 ceremonies, Scrum ceremonies. What are those 3 ceremonies? Yes, daily stand-up or daily Scrum. Yes, review meeting, yes. So we can call Scrum or daily stand-up or daily meeting, anything. So that daily Scrum is actually it's maximum 15 minutes. Every day we are having this meeting. And in that meeting, what we are telling, yesterday I did this, today I am going to do this. Do I have any blocker? So I'm having this blocker from this team. So Scrum Master will try to connect with that team and try to resolve this. So that's the Scrum meeting. So each sprint, let's say our sprint is complete in this sprint complete by tomorrow. So tomorrow we are having our sprint planning. In this sprint planning, what we are doing? We are planning for next sprint. What is the time box for sprint? What is the maximum time? Sprint is how many weeks? That Scrum meeting. Scrum is actually maximum 15 minutes. Sprint planning, yeah, Scrum is actually 1 to 3 weeks time box. So maximum 3 weeks, minimum 1 week. So that's what we are taking as a Scrum. And apart from that, the sprint, we are having a review, retrospective meeting and sprint review meeting. In that, what we are doing is in the, let's say last sprint, what is went good, what is went bad, and how we can improve our Scrum team. So that's what are the learning point or learning curves we took from the last sprint. So that's what a simple sprint. So let's say if you want to working with this any project, or if you come to a job, you must know these things. Practically, we are doing these things, right? Apart from that, what are the features available in Python? So what I'm doing is I'll mix the currently, let's say if you come for a industry, what are the things you need? I'll give small recap on that. So what you guys can do, you can go through, you can research on this area, and you can learn. So this is what we have to do if I am going for a company. And let's say in the normally in your internship or associate software engineer, or let's say any interviews, they will ask, do you know what is Scrum? So then you can tell. So in Scrum, these are the ceremonies we are having. So this is how Scrum works. Though this is the time box. These kind of things you can express to the interviewer, so they know you are knowing bit of thing about this actual industry standards. So they will hopefully they will hire you for your project. It's not like a theory. Whatever the thing you are learning in your degree, it's differ from the practical. So I'll show that in the next slide. So as a developer, what is expected by any organization? That's what our project manager or product owner, they want what's from as a developer. They want what is their expectation from us. I'll show that's a nice video. I'll show that. That's the last video. I'll show that, and we can close. So if you take about the Python, so it is actually a free and open source, and it's a high reliable. And team, if you want, I can share this screen, this presentation, so you can go through this. So we can, if you are the proprietary languages, we may have proprietary languages that's depend with some vendors. But if you take about Python, it's free and open source. So if you take Java, do we have a Java memory management in Java? So how can we manage this garbage collector? Can you run garbage collector if you want? So apart from that, it support for OOP concept as well, and for the performance perspective also. So we are having some 3 or 4 questions. I'll come to this performance and that someone asked about that. Is Java slow? Sorry, Python slower than Java. We'll come to that later on. So if you want to develop Python, so we are having different frameworks. So these are some frameworks which we can use for web. You guys know these frameworks. So it's actually different, right? And apart from that, one more thing I have to highlight in this session. There is new technologies, new framework that will come every day. Day by day, there are a lot of technologies come. What you have to do, we have to learn. If you talk about 20 years back, actually I started around 15 years back as my career. Do we have, at that time, do we have that developer role, DevSecOps? No, nothing is there in those days. And do we have that, any cloud? Cloud is there, but in a different way. Do we have that AWS? It's started, but it's in a different way. But currently, this AI, everything is changed. And we are having different security job role is there. Pen testing. Currently also still in Sri Lanka, we have less amount this in penetration testing. For let's say if you take a mobile, do we have any penetration testing? And apart from that, let's say you guys who want to learn mobile, or who is planning to develop a mobile as a final project. So it's regarding mobile application, we are having different platforms. So currently in Virtusa also we are having different mobile technologies. The Java is currently we are using Java in the industry. So no worries. Kotlin is Java when it's compiled, right? Yes. Yes. So we are having new technologies on top of Kotlin. So this is what the last video will go through this, and we'll go for some Q&A, and after that we'll conclude the session. Right. So this is what happened in the IIT. So normally, as a developer, if you go, they will think you can do anything, right? So in this presentation, that's what they're explaining. So as a developer, normally PM, they will set the line. So this is what you have to do. So red light with blue ink or any ink, that's not their problem. As a developer, you have to do this. Yeah, normally in Mac, what we are doing is we are using Vim. But for this Python, we are having different editors. So what you can use. Like, let's say for this Linux, those kind of thing, we are using Vim editor. Right? Yeah, you can use if you want. So, we are having 2 or 3 questions, right? So, first one who asked about is Python is slow compared to Java? Yes, theoretically it's slow. Java is fast. Python, yeah, Python also we are using. We are having a different frameworks. We are using Python as well, and not only that, we are using for this AI. We are having, for instance, we are not relevant to any particular thing. For instance, we are having an AWS, so we are using AWS components on top of Python and other technologies. And apart from that, we are having some other big data analysis, those kind of things using Azure. So we are having this analytics or report, those kind of. What is PEEP? Actually, if you want to get normally, let's say, if you are having a Mac, or let's say if you want to get some software downloaded. So if you want to download Python, you can use a PEEP. Using that, but it's actually in Python, I guess it's Python 2.4 or 2.6. It's integrated with that. So what you can do is, it's something like you can download that. Something like we are downloading, let's say, if you're using a Mac, let's say if I want to install Java, there are a lot of ways. You can download Java, otherwise you can use some command prompt. So using that, we can get it.